um, we've always been told to strategize. So if I came out and said to you, so Ann, you sent me your goals, they're amazing, and I'm excited for you, what's your strategy to make it get done? What would you say to me?
What would I say to you? Well, I need a lot more contacts and a lot more connections to get my 5 members a month. So I'm reaching out right now. I'm reaching out 5 times a day and getting at least 5 new Facebook friends every day.
Okay.
I'm literally doing that every day.
That's one of your strategies is getting those 5 Facebook friends a day, right?
Same thing with Instagram. I'm engaging with other people. I mean, you've always talked about these other businesses and how they only exclusively do it on social media. So then what's their 5 streams of contacts if they're just doing it on social media?
So Facebook is one of what you just said. They're getting 5 contacts a day. So they're going into different groups. That's one strategy, is to find 5 new contacts a day on Facebook. Another strategy, you said you're doing it on Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you get all these friends, and then what are you doing?
Well, I just want to ask you first before I answer that. Like when you talked about these people that just do their online marketing, they just do social media and they're growing on these businesses. But then you ask us your 5 different streams of contacts.
That's what I'm trying to explain here. Okay. Not different strategies for contacts. What is your strategies to reach that?
I'm liking things, commenting on things of theirs, engaging with them, slowly showing my hand, basically.
But the big piece that, because I have done that because that's what I've heard to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've done that for several years. And now I started doing the strategy that they do. And that is, you get the friends. Now, what do you do with them? You like their stuff. They like your stuff. You play back and forth. It's like you're on a playground. Okay, we're playing. If they follow you and they're liking your stuff, then you connect with them.
Right.
So that's a strategy. And this is something that I learned fairly new. So what I was taught is, okay, you have to build that relationship. I got this weird voice in Cabo, so forgive me. So I would do that, and I would play back and forth. And so, oh, it's so good to see your kids, and oh, this, and I think we've covered that before. And then I would say, so what are you doing? Are you happy with what you're doing? That wasn't me. I'm a very straightforward person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I shared the messages that I did. So then one of your strategies is that you're going to message how many people a day direct and ask them. You can do direct messaging on Instagram as well as on Facebook.
Right.
Okay. So after you've done that, another strategy is how many people are you going to follow up in your group every day? And we think of that as that's just stuff that we have to do. But no, if you intentionally have it written down that each day I reach out to 5 here, I reach out to 5 here, I message, whether it's 5 or whether it's 10 or whether it's 20, however many people. Because if you look at your people on Facebook, how many have you talked to that are not Shaklee? How many of them have you talked to about an opportunity?
Yeah, hearing that, I only focused on brand new members, but I have so many people in my downline that are inactive. I have to incorporate them too, and that just would be another resource. And you can get members that are starting to order, increasing your PV, and also maybe it's time for somebody to start a business than they wasn't before. So.
And how do you know unless you ask? So that would be So what you said is contacting old people. That could be another form of strategy, but your other strategy is that you're contacting these people that are your new people or people who are on Facebook that you haven't talked to about the business.
I think I have to go through my list of people, and I have this on my list of things to do, going through my current members now, seeing who is on social media, because emails just don't work. I've tried getting through it. I mean, they're not as effective, let's put it that way. I'm not going to put such a negative tone on it, but they're very less likely to answer back on an email than they are on a personal message with their name on it. So many of my older people, though, their emails are wrong, or their contact info is a landline and only phone calls, and they won't answer the phone. So it's difficult to connect that way. So I just got to get through those numbers and find the people I can connect to.
Right. So, Susie, we had the conversation I just went mind blank, something that you said. I don't know.
Old people,
But,
new
well, I
people.
know the one thing that you mentioned is reconnecting with people that you haven't talked to in a while. And when somebody mentioned to you that, you know, you're being selfish, and that we had that where we're both not yes, that's, I mean, that's a good approach where, you know, I know that you guys know that I've been in Shaklee for a long time, but I've been selfish, that there's a lot more to this that I haven't been sharing with you. And however you want to word that.
Yes. And if you want to use that, or if that's to help you break out of your inside too, you know, whichever. But it's the consistency of doing the same things, but keeping your eye on where you're going. Okay. So the reason the strategies are important is because those 5 things that you write down on that goal are the things that you're going to put in front of other things to get done each day. I just said when I was in Mexico, I said, you know, I'm so excited about things that are happening in my business. And then I feel like I'm being pulled here with this and I'm pulled there with that. And Danelle said to me, Nina, until you time block faithfully, you will struggle. And I'm like, I hear you. I will start time blocking. It's hard to do if you guys are detailed, so it's easier for you. I'm one that doesn't like to do that. But I know that I have to do it. So today, my daughter says, Mom, do I have to come in today? And I said, yes, you do. So we got almost everything taken care of for the bills, all the paperworky stuff. And catching up and finding out why somebody else's order has somebody else's name. Weird stuff is happening with the computer. But so we got a lot of that done today. So now, tomorrow, I have focused time that I'm going to, because I loved it when I was doing the prospecting, but then I got sidetracked again. But I know that that's in my priorities, that I will do 5 a day. And when I did that, I got new members and I got new interest in the business. And then I let other stuff take over again. I'm just being completely honest with you on that. Does my business fall down? No, but is it growing? No. And I still have it on my goals that I write every day that I will have 6 builders by the end of December. And I believe that in my heart that I will have 6 new builders by the end of December, because I felt uncomfortable in making sure that I had everything ready for my class. So that's where my focus went totally to. So I asked another girl who's doing the same thing. She's building a business. And I said, how do you do it all? And she said, every morning I spend this amount of time prospecting. I spend this amount of time following up. And then in the afternoons, she does this 3 days a week. In the afternoon, I work on and do my class, sell my class. So I'm like, okay. And then Danelle jumped on me while I was in Cabo about it as well. So how important is it, going back to each of your goals, what does that goal mean to you if you reach it? Have you written that down? Any of you? Who's unmuted?
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, when I did this, that was one of the things. Why over each one of the goals. So, and then who it affects. Pardon?
What's your why?
All right. So originally when I did this, all right. So I'll just say whenever one of the goals, which was also a strategy technically, was personally add three, originally I had 3 new pick members each month and a new distributor. So the why is because new business brings new life and motivation and feeling of achievement. Because if you start seeing results, it kind of motivates you to want to keep doing things. So that's, yeah. And then increasing my rank. Well, yeah, because I'll go to Costa Rica. So that was the why there. And then increasing my personal group volume to 10,000 a month because that's a comfortable extra income, for retirement. So for our retirement.
Okay.
So
Do you have some fun in there besides Costa Rica?
see, that's the problem with us greens. We don't think about fun.
But you know what?
When you,
If you've got all the logical stuff,
yeah,
but if you put some fun in there, it's going to mean more to you.
and I need to be more blue. So thank you for reminding me that.
Well, it's not that you need to be blue, but you guys love fun. I know you do. It speaks out of you.
Well, I guess when I reach my goals, that's fun to me. It's like it is motivating. And
So what happens when you reach a goal? How do you celebrate it?
Oh, I have no problems finding a way to celebrate. That just kind of goes. Sometimes I don't even have a reason. Need a reason. It's like, we're due. Let's go do something. So that's not a problem.
See, you got blue in you. So put something fun with each of your goals, okay?
Okay. That's a good point.
That makes sense to you guys?
So like a reward.
Yes. I tell you what, Tony Robbins always said this. He said, anytime you achieve a goal, you have to celebrate. And I don't know who we had at corporate for a while, but I think it was Craig Cushman that said you need to celebrate your accomplishments. And when you do, you appreciate it more. And then when you don't make it, it's like, okay, I have to work a little harder to be able to have that celebration I wanted. But you celebrate still what your gains are. Not that you spend them all, but something that will be fun. Okay, so 7 tips to staying focused on your goals. Are your goals first and forward in your mind all the time? Yeah? No?
They will be.
Okay. Know your priorities. So, oh shoot, I wrote those goals down someplace. Where's those sheets that I wrote them on? Oh, I think I remember what they were. Where are they? You shouldn't have to look them up. They should be deep inside of your heart. Because it was a dream, it was a desire of yours to do it, right? So that's what you want. You have to have your priorities and you have to be able to trust in them. So you have to be able to trust the fact that, like Ann said, I'm going to contact 5 new people on Facebook and is that something that you truly believe that you can do? So when you set those action steps or the strategies with each one of the goals, believe that you can do them, because otherwise they're not gonna happen. But that is supposed to be your guide. Your top business priorities are the things that will have the biggest positive impact on your career or on your business. Then you have your personal priorities, your family, your health, and your spiritual priorities. I have learned if you don't have all of them, when you really work hard and have that consistency in one, it becomes the same in the rest of them. That makes sense?
Yeah, what was that again? Your top business priority will have the greatest impact, what you said?
That they will have a positive impact. The top ones are going to have the most positive impact on your
Most
business.
impact, okay.
Yeah. But if you, let's say, my thing is now, and I've been challenged to this, that I go and I work out on a regular basis. So I start and then I back off. I start and I back off. Danelle hired a gal from Australia who's a very dear friend that was in Cabo with us. She paid for her trip to come up here to work with her for 2 weeks. That's major commitment. And the stuff that Amanda made her do, I said, you're nuts. But her thing is, if you really, really want it, you can do more than what you think you can. You can always do more than what you think you can. But if you have somebody that's on the side pushing you, that helps you. So that's the next step. The next step is to share the priorities with those who are close to you, those who love you and those who will support you. So I think that we're a safe space here to be able to do that with. I think that the more you do share them, the more support that you're going to get. But they don't know how to do that until you share it with them. That's why I said it was so important. Telling people what you want for yourself will make it easier to set boundaries around your time. Does anybody have boundary issues?
I do.
And we're going to work on that, Karen. We have a complete class just on that. Because that's so huge on so many different things. And then when you have those boundaries set, you learn how to say no. How many of you set boundaries? Julie,
Can you describe that a little bit more, please?
Well, I've lived in fire mentality for so long. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. I never used to have office hours because I was so afraid if I would set office hours, I would lose business. So people could call me any time of the day and night. And then my husband made me set office hours. And let me tell you, that was a huge, huge ordeal. It wasn't a nice picture when that happened, because I thought he was just trying to take my business away from me. But he didn't want to have interruptions during supper hour and stuff, because he was only in a house for 20 minutes for supper. So I did set office hours, and I apologized about it in the beginning. But now I love it that I have office hours. And there are people that will, even though my business is in my house, and they know that, people will call after hours. And I let it go to the answering machine. Do you think that's hard if I'm sitting here? But it's because I have set that boundary of that. Does that make sense? What I'm saying there? That answer your question?
Yes.
So, does that mean that you're not helping people? So if they leave a message or if they don't, I can see their phone number and call them back, right? With the caller ID. So I can do that, and then I'll say, I saw that you called. Is there anything I can help you with? And if you get an answering machine when you call back, you say, oh, it's so good to hear your voice. I saw that you called. You know, give me a buzz when you can. We're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I reiterate the hours, even though they're on the machine. Okay? But that's because I still have an office in my house. Karen, I know you have inventory. Do you girls as well have inventories? No?
Good for you.
Yeah. Susie,
It's
do you?
it's the way of the future. It really is.
Basically, I just have one of everything extra normally that I use, but I'm not the only. I mean, there's like one friend from high school that will get the menopause balancing complex from me because she's not going to do a membership thing or whatever. But so that's pretty much like the only person that, I mean, there might be a rare occasion that somebody else might need something right away and then they just replace it with their next order. It's that kind of a thing. So technically, I can't say I have an inventory, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, between my kids who are all here and myself and the few customers that come in, I'm down to about 2,000 a month out of here. Maybe 2,500.
I've scaled back quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's silly to have product on the shelf, you know, if you don't know exactly what is going to be selling quickly, you know, and to have it age out just kills me.
Yeah.
You know, I just like, I use it all.
And I have quit, like there's a few products that I did have to throw away because they expired. So I don't carry those anymore because I don't use them. My kids don't use them. Mm-hmm. And I don't have anybody that comes in here for them.
It's like right now I don't have anybody that uses saw palmetto. So why should I keep it on the shelf? You know,
I do. I started using that.
Really?
Yes.
Why are you using
your head? Yes, too.
Why are you using saw palmetto?
I don't know. I was one day, don't ask me how it came up, but something came up and I was reading I was reading about hormones on 100 Days or whichever. I think that's where the most info is. And somebody said, well, saw palmetto, if you can't get your hormones balanced, saw palmetto is very good for that. And then other people were saying, oh, but the better thing is you don't have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom.
Oh,
And I'm like, serious? It's amazing.
okay. Well, then I'll look into it some more.
I have
Ah,
not.
no, I got to
gotten up
carry
and-
that too.
I have not gotten up and gone to the bathroom during the middle of the night since I've done that.
Oh, how wonderful. Okay.
So,
now
okay.
You have to carry inventory.
Well, for me, I do, yeah. I'm not organized enough. I'm not the detail person that orders enough on one order just for me. So anyways, the step 3 is learning how, so when you've set the boundaries, but learning to say yes to your bigger goals means that you say no to other things. So let it go. Decide what you can or should be eliminating from your schedule. I don't know if anybody has anything in their schedule, but it depends on how important those goals are, right? If the goals aren't that important, you're not going to eliminate from your schedule. Practice a standard rejection line. No, thank you. Or I'm sorry, I can't. Or I'm already booked during that time. Or what are some other ones that you would use to say no to stuff that you really shouldn't be doing, that you can spend your time better?
Let's just say you have a conflict that day and you're not available. I mean,
Is that easy for you to do?
yeah. I mean, if it's something I don't want to do, I'll find a way out. Not a problem.
Okay, good for you. I have been so, through the years, people thought I didn't work for years and years. Because I was always available to do anything I was asked.
Mm-hmm.
I had issues with that when the kids were in school, but I don't have those issues anymore. I was like everything when they were in school.
And
Well,
But
that's
my
one
home
thing.
business allowed me to do that. But still, I was insanely over the top with it.
I mean, but that's the thing. We felt like we were doing it for our kids. Like you're wanting to be like the super mom for your kids. So, now
They
they're
appreciate it now, but back then they didn't realize. But they appreciate now that they're parents. They appreciate it. But yeah, if I told you everything I did for the band, for instance, it was insane. They hired 3 people to do my job. They hired me.
oh, I know. I ran so many fundraisers through the years when my kids were out and I wasn't doing it. They just quit doing those fundraisers because nobody would run them. And they raised the tuition. I'm like, well, that's not my issue. I'm done and out of there. But now people from church, I've had to learn how to say no to a lot of things. Because I'm very good at trying to keep everybody happy.
That's
My
my problem.
personality. Yeah. Karen, I know that's you too. So the next thing that I think is so big after that, of course, is your belief system. What do you do to practice your belief? What do you guys do to practice your belief that you're going to reach those goals?
Well, let me just tell you what I need to do again that I did in the past that earned me a trip and earned me my downline going on the trip to meet with me is putting it on your screensaver, putting it in your bathroom, on your wall, having it in your face 24/7. I mean, you have to believe in all your heart and also have it visually in front of you
Yes.
to have it ingrained in that brain so then things start working towards that goal. Because it happens. I mean, once you believe it and once you are looking, opportunities start coming your way. It just is what happens every time.
So it's conceive the idea and then believe it and then you achieve it. Because we can do, the belief has to be strong enough that it makes you do, right? So my bathroom's got stuff written all over it. And I want to say this too, and maybe we've discussed this. I honestly believe of setting your goal at Presidential Masters too high. I honestly believe that you should set your goal at master coordinator. The presidential is something that's new since Roger's come in. And in the US, I don't know that we've gotten any new presidentials. But it used to be everybody focused on master coordinator, and then that got messed around. I know that we're going to be on a call tonight with Queso from Malaysia, with Roland from Malaysia, and the only rank they talk about there is master coordinator. And you saw those two young guys this year, they're all under Queso. They're all under him. I wish there was a way that I could, I might have a way to be able to record that tonight and share that with you guys. I know.
I didn't hear that.
No.
Because Roland was saying, oh, we can't record it. So good luck. Have fun.
I know, it's because he's charging $95 for everybody else who doesn't get
Yeah.
on tonight to watch it. So, but I want to hear how they talk, because, and I want you guys to know that, how they talk to be able to share the dream. So everybody wants to do it. When you look at all those young people popping up, you know, as master coordinators, and they're all doing it within a year, it's like, okay, we're missing the boat. We're missing a boat on it.
Is it a cultural thing too?
That's what I was gonna say. I think
Yeah.
it's their work ethic is like so phenomenal. It's just they don't even sleep. I don't think. I don't know.
Because they do not have that opportunity. They do not have things nearly as nice as we do in the US. I have a good friend who's from India, and we were talking about that, and he said, you know what, Nine, if you guys ever go to India, I will go with you to India and I will help you become successful there. He said, because I have so many connections, and he said, this would fly in India. He said, Americans are too lazy for it.
Hmm.
I'm like, whoa. He's not even 40 years old, and he owns 5 gas stations.
We're too comfortable. We really are
Exactly.
comfortable with where we are. You know, most of us say, oh, I need to have more. I want to have more. But most people are just comfortable where they are. And that's a United States mentality.
So how do you get beyond that with your goals? How do
To
you
learn to want more. You really have to want more than where you are.
but is it wanting more for you? Or is it wanting more to make a difference for somebody else?
A little of both, actually.
Yeah, and that's a fine line though, because
Yeah.
you can't want it more than they do. Otherwise,
I'm
you
not
end up
talking
doing
about
all
the
the work.
business. I'm not talking about the
Okay.
business. But you want the business more so you can make more money for what? So
It's something bigger than ourselves. You know, some big, huge goal to help other people. You know,
that's what I'm
other
saying.
than
Yeah.
ourselves, help ourselves, but help other people.
Yeah.
To leave a
No.
positive footprint. Yeah.
Yes.
To be able to know that you've made a difference.
Yes. Because it's very easy when we set goals, we think about what can we get out of it. But I've learned that I don't need any more money to live. I'm very comfortable. So what got me fired up again is coming up with different things. So one of the things that we had to do is, if you have $1 million, I've done this for years with my group too, take a piece of paper and say, okay, if I made $1 million a year, what would I do with it? Not just $1 million, or if I made $300,000. If $1 million is stretching your thinking too far because you're not there, go to 200,000. 200,000 is a healthy master coordinator. If I made $200,000 a year in Shackley, what would I do with that money? So the first year you might buy a nicer house. What are you going to do with it the next year? And the next year? You can travel. That's a lot of money to spend on travel. You know, and when you make everything about you, it doesn't become as exciting. But when you start coming up with some different things, when I bring money down to the pregnancy center, they are so grateful, but it makes me feel so good because I'm doing something for a better cause.
Mm.
And I donate to the, what do you call the women? The slavery, it's not slavery, you know what I'm talking about, sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking trade.
Yes. We have a place here that's working on that. Donate. They're grateful. But think about what you're doing for some of these people.
Mhm.
You can't put dollar signs on that. I'm
Well,
not
even
married.
Even us sharing Shackley, like look at like Susie and I realized that from our parents, like the legacy they left behind because they shared. Yeah, they had money and it's a generational business, which is awesome because we're still getting the benefits from that. But Susie and I were like, can you imagine how many people's lives were changed because they talked to them? And again, Gary Burke, same thing. Like the first thing I thought of when Gary Burke passed away was not how much money he made in this business, it's how many people's lives he affected.
Yeah,
And I think the older we get, the more we want to leave that kind of legacy. It's not like, why was my life wasted? Did I just go through the day and like a robot and not do anything? Or did I powerfully, positively impact someone's life? Like that's huge.
Yes. So what I was challenged with is to figure out how much money I want to give away next year. And this is scarier than snot to do this. Snot isn't that scary. It's scary to do this. Sorry. But figure out how much money that you want to give and find a cause and go and tell them that this is what your goal is for this year to be able to give them X. Do you think that's going to push you more than saying, oh, we're going to have a trip?
Mm-hmm.
It's rather intimidating to do that. But let me tell you, it makes you stay more on task because you're not going to fail your word with somebody you said you were going to help in a cause.
Mm.
It also changes your focus from I have to do this, I need to do this, I want to do this, to this is more, about other people. And it's getting it outside you. You're not center focusing all the time.
Exactly. And it's a center focus that stops us from moving forward. It's us focusing on ourselves when we want to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I was thinking about you. I love who your personality, your upbeat, whatever it is that you love about that person. And I just wanted to be able to share with you. Are you open to looking? Who are you thinking about there? It's kind of a mixed one because you want to share with them. You want new builders, but you know that they would be amazing. So the fear goes away because you have an outside cause. Okay. And that goes, the last thing on here is ask yourself, what if? And that's one of Gary's thing always. What if you were making $8,000 a month? What would your life be like? What if the next 10 people I called or connected with, the 3 of them said, yeah, they wanted to sit down. What if I did one event every single week, an online event? Because when you do that, it makes your brain start working and starts answering, because your brain will always find an answer for a question. And I know that Gary always played the what if thing with us. So it's talking to yourself, but in a different way. Instead of saying, oh, I can't really do that. I don't know if I dare to do that. Oh, I don't know what they're going to think about me. And when you think about all 3 of those statements, where's the focus? It's on me. So it's actually quite exciting to get to focus on other people. And that goes back to my school days. I hated focus on me. I hated it. So, but then I don't know, I got very much into focusing on me, and I lived in fear for many, many years. So, thoughts? Comments?
It was like we were talking to Roland Osterhouse tonight.
Oh,
A
well,
lot of mind work. That was good.
yeah. Oh, Susie, you're sitting here with a contemplating look on your face. What's going on in your head?
Yeah, because I'm looking like it looks like I wrote down a lot more things than 7. So I was going to ask you if you could just kind of like a quick summary of the 7 things, just so I have like a,
Oh,
because I know we had like conversation between each one. And you
Yeah.
know me, detailed. I want to
Yeah,
have my
I have-
7 properly written.
I have 9, so I'm the same boat as you.
oh.
Right.
I didn't even do all 7 because I thought they were repetitive. But the first one is know your priorities.
Okay.
And the second one is share your priorities with those who are close to you.
Okay.
The third one is let it go, learn how to say no.
Okay.
And then the fourth one is practice a standard rejection line. Practice that line. And then the fifth one is believe. And the sixth one we didn't touch on, but I kind of did hang a sign on your door that lets you know when your office hours are. So I put that as part of something else up there. But set your hours.
Set boundaries.
Yep. Boundaries were part of share your priorities with those who are close to you only. Okay. And then the last one is ask yourself, what if?
Okay.
What is your what if question that will help you stay focused on your priorities? I don't like it when I do most of the talking.
We do. We love it.
It's called a lecture, Nina.
Well, I don't like it to be lecture. I like it to be learn, but interaction. So that's what I say. Does anybody have any input on that, or if it'll be helpful?
See,
Or
that's that school mentality you had of not wanting to focus on you, but you're like the teacher, you're the leader of this. So we're grateful for that knowledge that you just shared.
oh, well,
Yep, definitely.
thank you. I want you guys though to really focus on how do I stay doing. So let me ask you this. So you have your goal set. Who's done what their strategy was this week? Who's done their strategy for the week? Or how many days did you get it done?
I mean, last week?
Well, because we did talk last
Okay.
Monday.
Mhm.
My-
I was
I-
good about 3 days. I could say I did mine for like 3 days.
Okay. How did you feel during those 3 days?
Like effective and powerful, and like I was in control. And then
Okay.
family came, and we had an event, and yeah,
So when did the family come? See, this is
they
what,
didn't come till Saturday, but we thought they were coming on Friday, so we were preparing for them. Yeah, it's always something, right? So you have to just make sure that's your first priority in the day. That's another thing I
Exactly.
learned today. So I am good. I'll just get up earlier if I have to, or whatever. Go
That's
ahead.
the thing that I have learned now, is that we are, only us are in control of what happens in our business. Nobody else is. And I know, Susie, you said before, I like customers because then I can control it. I think it was you, maybe it was somebody
Well,
else.
yeah, when I was saying I was focusing on growing my personal group volume, because that's something that, yeah, I mean, like you can have builders and all of a sudden something happens in their life, and then, so where I feel like whatever volume I create, I at least have some control over that. So that's what yeah.
But I will tell you that I would not run 10,000 volume. Actually, I'm doing 12 right now because I think with the business from the business that I got there was 500 PV. So,
But I don't have an inventory, so it would be all MDO. So, yeah.
yeah. No, I just meant that the reason I shared that was I would not run the high personal volume that I have if it was strictly from my efforts.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And the other thing that Roland talks about, and I know you guys have heard this from other leaders, is that when you do it all, you've got this. You've got a clothesline, and there's no reason for anybody to stay in. Have you guys gotten some people from the PICs sharing? Okay. I helped somebody sponsor somebody today. I helped somebody sponsor somebody Saturday night. I helped somebody sponsor just before I left. Different people. They want in. And I have another girl that sent me a text and she goes, how do I do this? How do I get her started on products? And I said, give her my number. She said, that's what I did. And that was a mistake. I should have said, give me her number. Mm-hmm. But I was just getting home and I was overdone and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't, and I'll reach back out to her again because it's amazing when they feel like they've got somebody on their team. And you know how you feel when you have somebody new. So those new people feel the same way, whether the distributor's not. And I'm not, I pay my own bonuses. I think I shared that before, right? And me doing that doesn't make somebody a distributor until they want to do the business.
Well, you can have Shackley pay bonuses and you could still not, like if somebody has 2,000 volume, you can still tell Shackley that you could have them pay the bonuses, but they can't break off as director. And I mean, you can,
But with the new program that's out here, for them to get bonuses from Shackley, all they have to be up to distributor. So with the Prove It Challenge, I will pay them that $25 if they refer somebody. If they refer 3, then I'll say, okay, if you want to continue doing this, we'll get a distributor. Otherwise, I'll pay them the bonus. It doesn't make any difference to me. And the reason I say that, because if they stay at member, what are the benefits?
Free shipping. They have the free shipping for $150. But
Yeah.
as distributor, they get the auto ship discount too. So,
But
I'm doing the same thing, Nina. I'm paying them out the
loyalty.
25.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm paying them out the 25 too, and I've not gotten anyone that got the 3 up. But I've put that bug in their ear. I'm actually reaching out to all my people again, just to let them know, don't forget this. Don't forget that you get this. Because I don't want them to feel like, oh, this, and continue, because all my people except for one is reordered so far too, which is great.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done a phenomenal job of follow-up. I can't say the same.
Yeah, but that's the
Much
thing.
better.
The more people you have, the harder it is. Harder. I don't want to say that too loud. It is to keep following up with people and making it as genuine and positive and I'm on your side as possible. But I may have to start like copying and pasting things I wrote to one person. Otherwise, I'm going to take all day with follow-ups. And we can't.
Yeah, and if you've got a sheet of who you need to follow up on when, I mean, that's a big thing, is having a system that works for your follow-up.
I think it's nice to have these pick people though, because I've been really trying to focus on them and follow, so they can reorder, like you say, Ann. And I'm having them go from the pick to the vitalizing plan, which they like. They like to roll right into that. So,
Yeah, because it's part of the pick. They're used to it already. Right. So it's something they're familiar with. You don't have to, and then a couple months down the road, you can revisit it and say, hey, are you doing good? Do you have any other symptoms we need to address? And then you can start doing other stuff if you need to. But then after that 90 days, they're pretty much on the program.
Yes.
Like 90 days is a pretty good time to be on the program, and they don't want to let it go. And then it's also like I've had people, like my people that are paying that 170, and ends up being with the vitalizing plan. I'm continuing to talk to them about those $25. And if you get 3 and you're just, that whole thing, the $150 covers it in 1 month. You could just get 3 people in 1 month and it covers your kit, basically.
And so you brought up a very valid point there that I was really up in the air before when they did the shipping change, because the discounts that you got on the Nutriferon and the green products and whatever, if you're a distributor, that 10%. surpassed the shipping cost.
Yes, but they also will get shipping credit in the beginning of the year from the orders they're having now. So they're really not losing anything because they don't get the free shipping, but they'll get credit for product. They can give people samples or whatever in the new year. So I think we're getting double.
They'll get 5% of their $13 shipping.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a member and if they have a $200 order, they'll get 5%. 5 times 2 is 10 versus 5 times 13 is what, 40 cents? So they got $10 off on the first ones, and then the next one is 10% for 3 months, and then it goes up to 15%, and that will, I believe that will outweigh the shipping and the free product. Because it's not just on 1 or 2 that they get it. It's because most of my customers don't just do, and I'm sure yours either, just do 2 products. I don't know. You have to do what you feel right with. You do know though that whichever direction of what you go, whatever discounts or freebies that they get, that's all coming out of your bonus. It's all coming out of your pocket. So it took me a while to really get my hands around that. So people who get the free Vitalizer, that's $50 PV for you that you just lost. Does that make sense? So it's like, it's a catch-22, but with all the other companies that are out there and everything that's going on now, it's a volume game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about losing a couple of dollars in PV. I am about getting people the most value for the money and also letting them know that I'm on their side.
Yeah.
This company's different because a lot of companies don't do what we do.
Oh, I know that. I know that. And that's why I have decided, comparing apples to apples, that keeping them as preferred members is better for them. Unless they're really going to do the business. So, and after we get into January, because I've got people who have put in $200 orders in September. So that's when it started. So September, October, November, December, that's 800. So it'd be 5% of 6 is how much? You're going to get $30 plus the free shipping is another 24. So $55 free there. The shipping, I'll tell you what has happened on my shipping because I always absorb 25% of the shipping. My bill has gone down hugely. Used to be $100, $200 a month that I still pay $170, $250. It's down to less than $100 now.
What do you mean you absorb 25% of the shipping for all your members?
For anybody that orders. Because they used to always be free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have customers that you can give a percentage off or give them free shipping. So do you guys do gifts at all?
I usually give product guides, stuff like that. I'll give, before the referral program, if they referred people, I would give them a gift because for the referral.
So can we give them $25 of free product? We do have that ability?
Let me think. I know that there used to be like so much off of shipping. I had to check the list. I don't remember offhand if we could do that.
Because if we can, we get PV for that free stuff we give them.
Yeah, I don't think we can. Now that you're saying that, I think before this whole free shipping thing, we used to, and it might still be like that, where you could do like $5 off shipping, $10, you could do so much off shipping. I don't think that they had so much off of product. So that'd be nice if they did.
They should, because we've got members who will never become distributors.
Right.
Then we don't have to mail them checks. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now is mailing checks. Because they got us to, they really wanted us to give that first $25 out to members as a way of getting them to do referrals.
All right, because we've had changes from like the preferred members and the auto ship discount and the coupon thing, now I'm starting to question myself. All right, so the way things are now with the loyalty program and with the free, the flat rate shipping and the free shipping. So members now, can members get an auto ship discount or no? That's just for distributors.
That
Okay.
changed a year ago at conference.
All right. Yeah. Well, because that changed last year with the preferred member thing, but then you know how they changed everything again this year, and they're like, if you earned coupons before, you can still earn coupons. So I'm just trying to. It's
That's
trying
only
to keep
for
it straight.
distributors.
Yeah, once you become a distributor, you still get auto ship discounts. That's another perk about distributors. I just checked the gift fulfillment, and because they put every single product in there now, there's not those $5 off, $10 off thing. You can still do that for shipping, but you can't do that for products. What you could do though is select products that are worth around $25 and offer them a list of this many products and pick one, and I'll add it to you. You could do it that way.
So is the committee that you're involved with, I can't remember what it is anymore,
With
but they have an input on that?
I'm doing health print. Mine's all about health print.
Okay, that's right.
Mhm.
That's right, okay. I think that would be a great suggestion to allow us to give a $25 gift card, because they are promoting us to do that $25 to them. So I have to pass that up.
Yep.
Pass that on up to other people.
Good suggestion.
Because that way it makes it easier. As soon as it comes in, you can boom, put it on their order and say, hey, there's a 20. And the other thing that's going to do is it's going to have them order again.
I hate to leave you, but I'm going to go see Roland.
Yeah, it's that time anyway. So,
Oh yeah, we gotta let you go. But all right, one more quick question though.
Yep. Yep.
So members, can they get the coupons though? Like the RX for Healthier Life, get the $10 coupon, or that's just for distributors too?
that's strictly for
Okay, I
distributors.
mean seriously, like I guess from being around for so long and then rules changing, you kind of like question yourself, like where are we now? So
Right. And that's why you have to decide if you want to up people to distributor for those coupons, because they get a discount on the entire kit, plus they get that coupon.
Mhm.
My sister is so good with numbers. She's one of those detail people. And she is so good with numbers. She's had $250 off on orders before, and I've called her and said, how in the world do you do this? She knows how to get every single, but she's a huge customer. She does 1,000. Last month she did 1,500 PV.
Mhm.
So because it's her and all of her kids. So yeah, there's different ways to get a lot off. But I would rather give them a gift card and give a fee on it. Let them help.
Well, I'll suggest it. You suggest it. We'll all suggest it. Maybe they'll start listening. That'd be good.
And say the fact that they want us to get people to get referrals. So if we're giving that money back, make it easy for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had so much off shipping before. So what's the difference if they give?
And allow them to get more than one coupon. So they can, if they give us 3 referrals or 2 referrals, they could get $50 off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then we can just keep putting them in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, we know that you have Roland's call, so we should probably let you go so you can record it if you can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm pretty good on the computer and I know how to do it.
Sounds
All right. Thank you.
I
Good night,
should
everyone.
have this recording before I said that. Okay. You guys have a
Love
good
you.
day.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
too.
Bye-bye.
You'll see
Okay.
you.
Have a great week.
Bye.
You
Have
too.
an awesome week, I mean.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.